សូមអរគុណបាទសូមជឿខ្ញុំបាទសូមជម្រាបជូនពីកម្មវិធីប៉ុននេះជាទូទ្រង់ដោយសារលោកស្រីបានទទួលកម្មវិធីនេះនៅដៃបាទជម្រាបទូទ្រង់បាទបន្តទៅទៀតគឺនបងពន្លីសូមជឿនបងពន្លីឡើងមកដើម្បីនិយាយទូទ្រង់អំពីជីវិតរបស់ចូលទៅលោកនេះអរគុណសូមជឿនសាយនេះគេអត់ទេហើយមានសាយដែរមានតែកែដែរខ្ញុំប្រកាសណាខ្ញុំមកជើងមួយคนមកคนនេះសូមលំអោនកាយប្រាប់នមស្ការថ្វាយបង្គំប្រជុំ3នៃព្រះត្រៃរតន៍មានព្រះពុទ្ធរតន៍មួយព្រះធម្មរតន៍មួយនិងព្រះសង្ឃរតន៍មួយជាទីគោរពសក្ការៈដ៏ឧត្តមក្រៃលែងបំផុតសូមនមស្ការថ្វាយបង្គំព្រះថេរានុថេរៈគ្រប់ព្រះអង្គដែលមានប្រវត្តិមាននៅទីនេះដោយសេចក្តីជ្រះថ្លានិងជាទីគោរពដ៏គង់ពោះក្រៃលែងសូមគោរពវិញ្ញាណក្ខន្ធប្អូនប្រុសទីងលឹមភេងជាទីស្រឡាញ់និងនឹករលឹកជារៀងរហូតសូមគោរពស្វាគមន៍លោកស្រីមានមីបងប្អូនកូនក្មួយក្រុមគ្រួសារព្រមទាំងញាតិមិត្តទាំងអស់ដែលបានអញ្ជើញមកពីគ្រប់មជ្ឈដ្ឋានដើម្បីចូលរួមឧបត្ថម្ភពិធីបុណ្យជាគណៈឯកសពលោកទីងលឹមភេងដោយសេចក្តីរាប់អាននិងភក្តីភាពជាក្រៃលែងតទៅនេះខ្ញុំប្រកាសថាខ្ញុំសូមធ្វើអត្ថាធិប្បាយអំពីជីវប្រវត្តិប្អូនប្រុសទីងលឹមភេងដោយសង្ខេបដូចតទៅនេះលោកទីងលឹមភេងជាអតីតអនុសេនីយ៍តូរាជធានីនាំទាត់នារីខ្មែរចំនួនទី12លោកកើតនៅថ្ងៃទី28ខែកញ្ញាឆ្នាំ1949នៅភូមិបាក់ថែងឃុំបាក់ថែងស្រុកមុខកំពូលខេត្តកណ្ដាលលោកទីងលឹមភេងជាកូនប្រុសច្បងរបស់លោកឪពុកទីងជេនិងអ្នកម្ដាយលីអ៊ីស្រុនហើយមានប្អូនស្រី7នាក់និងប្អូនប្រុស7នាក់លោកឪពុកនិងអ្នកម្ដាយព្រមទាំងប្អូនស្រី3នាក់និងប្អូនប្រុស7បានបាត់បង់ជីវិតក្នុងរបបប៉ុលពតចំណែកប្អូនស្រី4នាក់ទៀតដែលមានឈ្មោះវុចលុនវុចហួរវុចជាងនិងវុចឡានបានធ្វើដំណើរមកកាន់សហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកក្រោមការឧបត្ថម្ភរបស់បងប្រុសនៅថ្ងៃទី30ខែវិច្ឆិកាឆ្នាំ1980លោកលឹមភេងបានរៀនអភិជាពីជាមួយអ្នកស្រីថោចាំថោនៅថ្ងៃទី5ខែមករាឆ្នាំ1985គូស្វាមីភរិយាមានបុត្រីម្នាក់ឈ្មោះអូលីវីយ៉ាចាំថាណាក្នុងវ័យកុមារភាពកុមារលឹមភេងបានចូលរៀននៅសាលាបឋមសិក្សាបឹងកេងកងក្រុងភ្នំពេញចាប់ពីឆ្នាំ1955ដល់1961ក្រោយពីបានប្រឡងប្រជែងជាប់ចូលរៀននៅវិទ្យាល័យព្រះស៊ីសុវត្ថិហើយនិស្សិតលឹមភេងបានបន្តការសិក្សារហូតទាល់តែបានប្រឡងជាប់នៅមធ្យមសិក្សាទុតិយភូមិដែលយើងហៅថាបាក់ឌុបនៅឆ្នាំ1968បន្ទាប់មកទៀតក៏បានចូលរៀននៅមហាវិទ្យាល័យឱសថសាស្ត្របានរយៈពេល2ឆ្នាំតែប៉ុណ្ណោះនាឆ្នាំ1970និស្សិតរូបនេះក៏សម្រេចចិត្តចូលបម្រើកងទ័ពនាវីបានទទួលឋានន្តរស័ក្តិជានាយទាហានអនុសេនីយ៍តូក្នុងរយៈពេលបំពេញបេសកកម្មលោកអនុសេនីយ៍តូទឹងលឹមភេងបានទទួលរងគ្រោះដោយត្រូវប៉ះបន្តិចជំរាបក្រោះអំលឺធំមុតចាក់ចូលសាច់ដើមទ្រូងចាក់ចូលទៅប៉ះជាប់នឹងឆ្អឹងតែម្ដងលោកវិជ្ជបណ្ឌិតមិនអាចធ្វើការវះកាត់ដើម្បីដកយកបន្តិចតែនេះបានឡើយដូច្នេះត្រូវតែស្ថិតនៅជាចេតកាលក្នុងសរីរាង្គកាយជារៀងរហូត ในឆ្នាំ1974លោកអនុសេនីយ៍តូនលំភេងបានប្រឡងជាប់ទទួលអាហារូបករណ៍ដើម្បីមកសិក្សានៅសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកនៅថ្ងៃទី3ខែធ្នូឆ្នាំ1974លោកអតីតនាយទីហ៊ានតឹងលំភេងត្រូវចាក់ចេញពីមាតុភូមិឃ្លាតពីក្រុមគ្រួសារដោយមិនបានគិតថានឹងមិនបានធ្វើត្រឡប់ទៅវិញឡើយនៅថ្ងៃទី5ខែធ្នូឆ្នាំ1975លោកលំភេងបានមកដល់មណ្ឌលសិក្សា Lackland Air Force Base San Antonio Texas ការសិក្សាត្រូវបានបញ្ចប់ជានិរន្តរ៍ដោយហេតុមកពីដាច់ការតាក់ទងរវាងប្រទេសខ្មែរនិងសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកនៅថ្ងៃទី21ខែឧសភាឆ្នាំ1975លោកលំភេងបានធ្វើដំណើរមករដ្ឋ California ដើម្បីមករស់នៅជួបជុំជាមួយបងប្អូនមានរូបខ្ញុំកណ្ណានាងខ្ញុំនិងស្វាមីព្រមទាំងបងប្រុសពីរនាក់អេមីនិងអេងួននៅទីក្រុង Long Beach ជីវិតត្រូវតែបន្តទៅមុខលោកលំភេងបានចូលរៀនជាដំបូងនៅ Long Beach City College បន្ទាប់មកទៀតបានចូលរៀនបន្តនៅ Cal State Long Beach ដែលបានបញ្ចប់ការសិក្សាផ្នែក Electrical Engineering នៅឆ្នាំ1981ជាបុណ្យកុសលលោកលំភេងបានចូលបំពេញការងារនៅក្នុងក្រុមហ៊ុន Southern California Edison Company ផ្នែកខាង San Onofre Nuclear Power Plant អស់រយៈពេល32ឆ្នាំលោកបានចូលនិវត្តន៍ពីការងារនៅខែវិច្ឆិកាឆ្នាំ2012ដំណើរជីវិតជាការតស៊ូក្រោយពេលបំពេញការងារអស់រយៈពេលច្រើនឆ្នាំរួចសមនឹងសុខភាពមិនបានងំងុនផងនោះដែលលោកលំភេងមានជំងឺខូចក្រលៀនត្រូវការផ្លាស់ប្ដូរយ៉ាងឆាប់រហ័សក្រោយពេលដែលប្អូនស្រីវុចឡានបានបរិច្ចាគក្រលៀនមួយជូនទៅបងប្រុសហើយលោកលំភេងមានសំណាងបានប្រើជីវិតបន្តជាមួយក្រលៀនថ្មីអស់រយៈ25ឆ្នាំនៅពេលថ្មីៗនេះនាថ្ងៃទី7ខែធ្នូឆ្នាំ2021លោកលំភេងបានត្រូវប្រញាប់បញ្ជូនចូលទៅកម្មវិធីពេទ្យ Laguna Hills Salvador Memorial Hospital យ៉ាងឆាប់រហ័សការព្យាបាលជំងឺលោកលំភេងមិនមានប្រសិទ្ធភាពឡើយនៅវេលាម៉ោង 10:09 នាទីព្រឹកនាថ្ងៃច័ន្ទទី13ខែធ្នូឆ្នាំ2021លោកទាំងលំភេងបានលាចាកលោកនេះដោយចោលភរិយានិងកូនព្រមទាំងបងប្អូនក្រុមគ្រួសារញាតិមិត្តដោយអាឡោះអាល័យជាទីបំផុតលោកទាំងលំភេងជាបុគ្គលមួយរូបដែលបានបំពេញភារកិច្ចចប់សពគ្រប់នៅលើភពផែនដីហើយលោកបានបំពេញករណីកិច្ចជាទាហានការពារប្រទេសជាតិមាតុភូមិលោកបានចែកឋានដោយនាំយកនៅកំទេចគ្រាប់កំភ្លើងធំជានិមិត្តរូបនៃសេចក្តីស្នេហាជាតិដោយកិត្តិយសដ៏អស្ចារ្យម្យ៉ាងទៀតនៅសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកលោកលំភេងជាបុគ្គលដែលបានជាបុគ្គលិកដែលបានបំពេញការងារដោយព្យាយាមស្មោះត្រង់មិនមានរអស្ចារ្យជាមួយមិត្តភក្តិនៅកន្លែងធ្វើការឡើយក្នុងរង្វង់គ្រួសារលោកជាមេគ្រួសារបីបាច់ថែរក្សាភរិយានិងកូនព្រមទាំងឧបត្ថម្ភប្អូនស្រីមិនឲ្យមានសៅម៉ងឡើយម្យ៉ាងទៀតលោកបានបំពេញភារកិច្ចជាកូនល្អប្រសើរកតញ្ញូកតវេទីចំពោះមាតាបិតាលោកជាដរាបសេចក្តីសម្បត្តិថាហេតុដែលលោកលំភេងបានអនិច្ចកម្មទៅនេះគឺមិនបានជាប់ជំពាក់នឹងអ្វីដែលមាននៅក្នុងលោកនេះទេតាំងមានក្រុមគ្រួសារនិងញាតិមិត្តទាំងអស់នៅក្នុងនេះផ្ទាល់ក្នុងប្រកាសណានាងខ្ញុំសូមថ្លែងព្រះអំណរគុណចំពោះព្រះថេរានុថេរៈគ្រប់ព្រះអង្គនិងសូមអរគុណញៀវកិត្តិយសជាអនាគតកាលសូមឧទ្ទិសបុណ្យកុសលជូនចំពោះអូនប្រុសទាំងលំភេងសូមឲ្យបានសម្រេចកំបីអខានឡើយម្យ៉ាងទៀតសូមមហាកុសលដែលកើតឡើងពីបុណ្យតក្កណាទុទាននេះប្រគេនដល់ព្រះគុណម្ចាស់គ្រប់ព្រះអង្គសូមមានព្រះសុខុមាលភាពបរិបូរណ៍ដើម្បីគង់ជាធរមានក្នុងវិទ្យាព្រះពុទ្ធសាសនានិងផ្សព្វផ្សាយដល់ទៅអនាគតម្យ៉ាងទៀតក៏សូមផ្សព្វផ្សាយមហាកុសលនេះជូនដល់បុព្វការីយើងទាំងអស់គ្នាហើយប្រសិទ្ធពរជាចំពោះលោកស្រីញៀវកិត្តិយសព្រមទាំងក្រុមគ្រួសារហើយបានសម្រេចដោយសេចក្តីប្រាថ្នាកំបីអខានឡើយសេចក្តីគួរអង្គួរសូមព្រះដេចគុណម្ចាស់គ្រប់ព្រះអង្គមេត្តាប្រោសប្រទានទោសដល់ខ្ញុំប្រកាសណាសូមបងប្អូនក្រុមគ្រួសារទាំងអស់អភ័យទោសមេត្តាអភ័យទោសនៅកំហុសទាំងឡាយទាំងពួងប្រសិនជាមានការឆ្លងឆ្គងដោយប្រការណាមួយសូមអរគុណនិងអរគុណ សូមក្រាបថ្វាយបង្គំលានិងសូមគោរពលា
សូមអរគុណដល់បងប្អូនអរគុណបានខុសក្បាយល្អណាស់បងចា៎បន្តទៀតខ្ញុំសូមអញ្ជើញក្មួយស្រី Olivia Ting Miss Olivia Ting the daughter the only daughter yes come up here and deliver your children
Hi everyone. Before I go into my speech, I want to thank each and every one of you who came today to celebrate my dad's life. I know the holidays are coming up, and my mom and I didn't want to delay this day any longer so that we can send my dad off to rest in paradise. Thank you for coming out on such short notice. It really means a lot. Thank you for giving us a combination of support, understanding, space, and privacy to grieve during these last few difficult and turbulent days. I remember last Sunday night, my mom and I slept over in the ICU with my dad one last time, and we wanted to do nothing more but to be alone and to freeze time and not to think about the future and what chaos might come next. The next few days were so hard for us, but we are lucky to have a support system to help us out. This past week we're planning for today. On behalf of my mom and I, even if it doesn't show today, we appreciate each and every one of you and the effort that you made to make it here today. My dad is a unique man, and I'm sure we all see him differently and know different parts of him. We didn't always get along, but I know deep down that he always supported me no matter what decisions I made. I grew up thinking that he was strict and mean, and my mom always assured me that he was selfless and has a big heart. It took me years of maturing to see that. I still think that I get all my bad habits and my bad traits from him and all my good traits from my mom. I have my dad's aggression, his impatience, stubbornness. I share his love for fast food. The list goes on. But looking back, I know he taught me a lot of good things too. He taught me compassion, fairness, respect, and diligence. He is the reason why I am who I am today, the good and the bad. He always taught me to never take more than what you need and to treat people with kindness and respect. I can tell countless stories of why I know my dad is a great influence, but you'll probably only hear a fraction of them today. One time I ordered a pair of shoes that got delivered to our house twice, and my dad got upset that I wanted to keep them both, and he made me return the extra one. I couldn't even fight back because I knew he was right. But it's principles like this that he instilled in me at such a young age, and I am proud that I was raised by somebody like him. I hope that his kindness and his selflessness has also inspired many others here today as well. I like to think of my dad as a fighter. He fought for his country, he fought for his family to move to the United States. He adapted to different education systems to fight for a better future for himself and for my mom. He fought through multiple health conditions, multiple hospitalizations, and fought through pain and suffering just to be here for as long as possible. But everything he fought for, it was never for himself. He never asked for anything in return. He was not only a fighter, but he was a hard worker. All he ever knew in life was to work hard. He set me up with all the resources I need to achieve more than him, and he always reminded me that I had it better than he did. But he left some pretty big shoes for me to fill. There was one point in my life where I even wanted to be an engineer just like him. I grew up reminding myself that I needed to achieve as much as him and that I am always going to try because I know that I owe that to him. My dad was always the first to know any good news I had, whether it was me passing an exam, getting a pay raise, or even buying a car that he ended up hating, but he helped me pay it off anyway. Even I told him about all the little responsibilities I completed, like getting an oil change or renewing my car registration, because I knew he always worried about things like that. It made him so proud to know that I did those things before he told me to, and it made me proud to know that I beat him to it. Even though things like these are just normal responsibilities, to him I was just always his little princess. Like I said, he was a simple guy that never asked for much. All he ever needed for Christmas was for me to have good grades, so I basically ran out of things to give him when I finished school. Whether it was an achievement or a responsibility, I just wanted him to be happy, to be proud of me, but ultimately, I also wanted to make sure that he doesn't ever have to worry about me, especially when his time with us was nearing the end. I still have moments where I think he's here. He's the only person I think of when I want to share any good news. At our family gatherings, I still feel the warmth of his presence and his joy. And when laughter fills the room, I still imagine that his is mixed somewhere in there as well too. When I make jokes about our family, I still wait to hear his laugh before I realize he's not here. I miss hearing my dad's laugh after I tell a joke, and I miss him asking when I get off work so I can buy us our favorite takeout food. I loved finding new places to eat and sharing it with him because he was so open to trying new food. I would always bring home new dishes for him to try, and I could hear my mom in the background saying she could make the exact same thing and she doesn't know why about that. He was always so happy on my days off because I could stay home with him, and I would cook him breakfast because he could tell the difference between the way my mom and I make scrambled eggs. Mine were always better. Although it makes me sad, all these things I miss are memories that I'm honored to and be proud to have had with him. What keeps me strong is knowing that I am lucky that the good overshadows the bad, even though I am fighting every day to keep seeing it that way. But just like my dad, I am going to be a fighter. I find peace in knowing that he is no longer in pain, and that my mom and I did everything we could to give him a good quality of life. I hope my dad knows that since I have the blessing of being his daughter, I will always challenge myself to be the best I can be and to never give up on my ambitions. I promise you, Dad, that I will take care of Mom the way you took care of me. I promise that I will continue to be hardworking and kind-hearted. I can't promise you that I will remember to get my oil changed, but when I do decide to get one, you're going to be the first person I think of. I hope everyone here has a few symbols that spark memories of my dad so that he will always be in our spirits. I hope we can leave here today inspired to give more and love more and worry less, because that's what my dad would have wanted. This is a celebration of his life, and I know kindness and his teachings will live on through us, all of us. He wouldn't want this to be a sad day. He told me not to cry. He always told me not to cry, and I remember getting in so much trouble for crying all the time when I was little. So that's why today I tried really hard to show him that I'm not a crybaby anymore. So please join me if you can, and let's make today not a day of sorrows or regrets, but a day to cherish memories and to spread love. Thank you. And anybody else that would like to talk can also come up as well.
Thank you very much, Olivia. That was a very heartfelt eulogy. Thank you very much. Okay,បន្ទាប់ពីខ្ញុំសូមអញ្ជើញ